Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Natisha and we are going to be getting into another Bible overview. The Bible that we're going to be discussing today is called the Reformation Study Bible, and it's in the English Standard Version, and this one specifically is leather-like, and it is a student edition. So with it stating that it's a student edition, there is a bigger version to this that I think has a lot more to it. This is more of like a compact version to the bigger version. So on the box, can you see? On the box we got leather-like. My color that I chose to pick was blush. You can zoom into the ISBN number, but I also will have it in the description section of this video. On the back, let's just read what it says. All right. The most important relationship in life is your relationship with God. Facts. If you want to grow in your faith, you must turn to His Word. That's where God has spoken. The Reformation Study Bible Student Edition is built on the trusted teaching of Dr. R.C. Sproul to help you dig deeper into scriptures to find answers and direction for all of life. Grasp the Bible's meaning with verse-by-verse notes from more than 75 pastors and Bible teachers. Gain clarity with hundreds of questions and answers that address key subjects of the Christian faith. And apply the knowledge of God to daily living with many practical lessons from every book of the Bible. And then right here it says, understand truth, learn from gifted Bible teachers, refers to verse-by-verse notes throughout. And then in this section it says, grow in your faith, answer your questions with helpful callouts, gain practical insights from every book of the Bible, and designed for you. Read smoothly with a single column layout. Find answers quickly with color highlighted throughout. So again, this is part of the Ligonier Ministries. It's blush, leather-like blush color. They come in multiple colors. The only one that I can remember that it comes in, I think it comes in red, and I can't remember the other colors. The ribbons are teal. And I can't tell if it's satin on both sides. I think it's just satin on one side. And then the interior pages are going to have like this kind of color story per se. So that's all they give us on the outside of the box. Now let's get into this Bible. So again, this is a blush color, which me like. Student Edition, ESV translation, and this is a compact Bible, so it's smaller but it's thicker. Let me get one of my other Bibles to kind of do a little bit of comparison. So this is my my Courage for Life Bible. So this is smaller in length or height or whatever, but then thicker. It's thicker. It's a thicker Bible, if we can see. Struggle bus. So just a little bit of thickness, more compact. Okay, so as you can see with me lifting it up, there's no gilding, pure white pages, no gilding. When you open it up, I don't know what to call this, but it plastic paste down in the inside. Our presented 2-page. Okay, so this is a presented 2-page, and it's plastic paper. Then we got a couple blank pages, and then we jump into the Bible, which the paper is a little thin. Ligonier Ministries, and I think this is the Burning Bush logo. We have our information page. This was copyrighted in the second printing. I think it says copyrighted in 2022. And then, okay, so it gives us the other styles that it comes back in. It comes back in paperback gray, hardcover gray, cloth bound blue, cloth bound cream, leather like marigold, leather like blush, leather like blue, leather like red, leather like brown, leather like navy, leather or premium leather, midnight blue, premium leather black. Okay, so now we're on the table of contents, but I wanted to point out in this table of contents, so it doesn't just give you so this is the Old Testament, just give you the books. It gives you a little bit of like kind of where to find stuff in the book. So this is the book of Genesis, right? And so right here it says, does science contradict the Bible? And it will tell you a page to grab this information. And it says, how are humans made in God's image? Page 10 will let you know that. Who was Noah? Page 16 will let you know that. Who was Abraham? Page 24. What is a covenant? Page 29. So let's just go to 29 to see what it is going to give us. What is a covenant? So on page 29, as you can see, page 29, it gives you information on what is a covenant. So, and that's going to be outlined and taken out of this part of Genesis. So that's pretty cool. So let's go back to the index or the content, table of contents. And so like Exodus is down here, which you know, Genesis, Exodus. And then it says who was Pharaoh, and that's going to be on page 90. Who was Moses, page 93. And why is Passover important, 105. Let's go to that. Page 105. Why is Passover important? And I'm going to read this one. Passover, instituted in Exodus 12, 1 through 28, is important for 4 main reasons. Passover was the first religious feast God commanded for his people. Passover commemorates God's rescue of the Israelites from slavery. Passover commemorates God's showing mercy to Israel by not killing the nation's firstborn sons. And Passover prefigures the work of Christ, who shed his blood so that the Lord's judgment could pass over his people and we could receive mercy. The significance of Passover for the work of Christ is explored in passages such as Matthew 26, 17 through 29 and 1 Corinthians 5 and 7. So there it is. There's that. And then it does that for every book. So like this is Ezekiel. It has what it wants to point out in Ezekiel and Daniel and Obadiah and so on. So that's pretty neat. And it does it for the New Testament. And so on. So after that, let's back up a little bit. We're going to get our introduction to the Reformation Study Bible, R.C. Sproul, who is deceased, no longer with us. Then it's going to state the contributors. The general editor is R.C. Sproul, who has a PhD, and he has the Ligonier Ministries. But then it's also going to give everybody that contributed to this Bible. And again, I want to note, these pages are pretty thin. So be careful when you are turning the pages. So then we got our preface, the Bible, translation, legacy, translation, philosophy. And then more talk about translation, style, and footnotes, and publishing. Then we're going to get into the explanation of features, which is very good to read in every Bible that you get prior to digging into the Bible, to get the most out of what you are intending to get out of the Bible. So this Bible is going to have cross-reference. It has a cross-reference system, which I'll show you. And let's see. The cross-references are right here. So this is Genesis chapter 3 area. Cross-references are right here. Then give you some information using the ESV cross-reference system. Types of cross-references. They'll let you know that. And then it's going to give you information about footnotes. Types of footnotes. And I think that's pretty much it. And then it jumps into the actual Bible. So each book is going to pretty much look like this. Each specific book is going to be the title, give you a little bit of like, I think like who wrote it and what's it called. This one says the first book of Moses, and then every page is also going to have one standout verse written in bold and green, pretty green, on the opposite side. So this one said, "And God saw everything that He made, and behold, it was very good." Then down here, I'll even read this. It says, Genesis is the first book of the Bible and the first book of what is called the Law, the Torah, or the Pentateuch. The first 5 books of the Bible, Genesis through Deuteronomy, it records the creation of the world and its inhabitants, the first sin of humankind, the first promise of salvation, the populating of nations, and the calling of a people with whom God enters into a special relationship called a covenant. As the book of beginnings, Genesis lays the foundation for the rest of the story of redemption found in Old and New Testaments. And so then we get into the Bible, and it gives a little bit before it starts the actual like chapters. It's going to give you some information. And so this is Genesis. It's going to give you the history. It's going to give you the history, the themes, in this one, Genesis specifically, the covenant. It's also going to give you structure, the breakdown of the chapters in Genesis or each book. It gave you some information right here. This is talking about the patriarch, which, the father, the founder. Then up here, it gives us a little map and what's the map about. And then this is additional structure information. And then down here, we have lessons. It provides us lessons. I'll read this section. Genesis lays the foundation for helping us understand who God is, His purpose for the world, and what His purpose mean for our lives. Here are some lessons we learned from reading Genesis. So, you're going to learn some lessons, and these are what you're going to learn. This section right here, you're going to learn God is the creator of all things. It's going to tell you where you can find that specifically. God calls us to reproduce His image throughout the earth and rule over the creation to glorify Him. Genesis 1:28. Marriage is designed by God to be between one man and one woman. It's going to tell you where that's at. Humankind was created to work and labor joyfully to the glory of God. Though work became difficult as a result of the fall, we are still called to glorify Him through our labor. So, the lessons go all the way to the end. A lot of lessons to be learned in the book of Genesis. And then we just get into the book of Genesis. You got chapter 1 at the top. You got your references right here. And this part down here, which is divided by a line on every page, is the commentary. I think they do a pretty good job to give commentary for every verse in the chapter. I believe the bigger version of this Reformation Bible does give even more. But I think, in general, for being a more compact student edition, it still gives you a good amount per verse. Yeah, so I like that. And then it just gives you a little bit extra in these sections. Does science contradict the Bible? So, like, some questions that come about in life now, because I've even come across somebody asking a question about this. Does the science contradict the Bible? You know what I'm saying? So it's giving you questions that may be actual questions in real life. So that is Genesis. Let's see. Let's tap into something in the New Testament. The one thing I will say, I'm going to have to look up the font on here. I can't remember what it says. So this is white, very white backgrounding. And this is the first Bible that I have to say that I actually had a little bit of a hard time kind of like focusing on like reading. Like, I don't know if it's because it's stark white background or if the letters are not black enough. It's just, or if they're too small. I don't know what it is, but this is the first Bible like I feel like I need glasses to read it. I don't know what it is. This, out of all my Bibles that I have, this one is probably the first one where I'm just like, I'm actually having a hard time focusing on the words. I don't know if it's because the pages are too thin and you can see what's on the other side and it's mixing, or if these is not dark enough. But I can say that when you do highlight, it does make it better, 100% better. So I don't know. This is just really just the first Bible. I'm just like, I don't know if it's the white background or the words ain't black enough or not big enough or not bold enough, or I just need a little bit of contrast. There's no contrast. It's just white and black and there's just no contrast. So I'm just like, it just, and this is like stark white. So I don't know. The first one. So anyways, let's get to something in the New Testament and then head to the back. Oh. Okay, so this is Luke. And on this side we got the Lord's Prayer. And then in this box, it talks about, does God hear me when I pray? And down here again, we have our commentary and our cross references. And yep, so that sums this Bible all the way up. In the back, it doesn't really give a whole lot. Honestly, it just gives your concordance. It's pretty basic. It gives you your concordance, and then it gives you a reading plan section. Read through the Bible in a year. And then it gives you some weights and measures, and then it jumps to a beautiful section of maps, geographic section, and then that's it. So that's just the basis of this Bible. Oh. All right, so that is all for this beautiful Reformation Bible. I will leave additional information in the description bar of this video. And stay tuned for me kind of showing you how I want to move forward with this Bible in my collection. So thank you for watching my video. Continue to keep seeking the kingdom of God and all his beautiful righteousness, and all will be added unto you. And stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.